Welcome to this explainer. Right, let's just jump right in because today we are opening the pages of the Mahabharata to explore a truly timeless narrative about matchmaking, destiny, and, well, unparalleled virtue. This isn't just some dusty ancient myth, you know? It's actually a really profound exploration of human connection and the absolute sheer power of reputation. We're going to break down the legendary tale of Nala and Damayanti, using the original source text to understand exactly how two perfectly matched souls found each other across entire kingdoms.
So I have a question for you. Can you fall profoundly in love with someone that you have literally never even seen? I really want you to think about that for a second. In our modern era, we instantly think of dating apps or online relationships, right? But this psychological phenomenon, loving someone purely based on their reputation and the words of others, it's ancient, like really ancient. It requires this tremendous amount of imagination, empathy, and a whole lot of faith. As you're going to see in this explainer, the words we use to describe others can carry a magic so potent, it literally alters the course of destiny.
Okay, let's dive into Section 1, King Nala of the Nishavas, the ultimate bachelor. To really understand this epic romance, we first have to understand the sheer caliber of the people involved here. So we begin in the kingdom of the Nishadas with King Nala, and this guy is a man of absolute unmatched excellence. He possesses a resume that would honestly intimidate any suitor today. He's highly educated, deeply versed in the Vedas. He commands a mighty army, possesses this expert, almost supernatural knowledge of horses, and hey, he even has a passion for dice. But beyond his skills, the source text really emphasizes his character. He's truthful, he has subdued his passions, and he is the beloved protector of all men and women. In fact, he is so handsome that he resembles Kandarpa, that's the embodied god of love himself. He is, quite simply, at the head of all kings, shining with the glory of the sun. Moving right along to Section 2, the birth of Princess Damayanti, the ultimate bachelorette. Meanwhile, over in the country of the Vidarbhas, a parallel story of absolute perfection is unfolding. Here rules King Bhima, who's heroic and devoted, but he's carrying this really heavy sorrow. He is completely childless. Now, his turning point comes in the form of a Brahmarshi, which is an illustrious divine sage named Damana. King Bhima and his queen, being well-versed in morality, totally understand the importance of protocol and respect. They gratify this illustrious rishi with an incredibly respectful reception, and because of their absolute reverence, the well-pleased sage grants them a miraculous family. So the boon granted by the sage Damana gives King Bhima 4 children. First, 3 sons, Dama, Danta, and Damana, who grew up to possess lofty souls, fierce prowess, and a pretty terrible mien. But it was the single jewel of a daughter, the slender-waisted Damayanti, who would become celebrated all over the world. While her brothers were known for their fierce, intimidating warrior traits, she became globally famous for her good name, her grace, and her extraordinary luck. You really have to notice the vivid sensory imagery the text uses to describe Damayanti as she comes of age. It calls her a beauty like the luminous lightning of the clouds. I mean, wow, it's such an electric, dynamic description, isn't it? Decked in every ornament and attended by hundreds of handmaids and female slaves, she didn't just impress humans. The text specifically notes that her beauty completely dazzled the gods, the yakshas, and men alike. She was like Shri herself, filling the hearts of even the divine beings with absolute gladness. Which brings us to Section 3, Falling in Love Unseen, the Ancient Viral Hype. So here we are. We've got 2 utterly flawless individuals living in completely separate kingdoms. How on earth do they meet? Well, at first they don't. They actually fall victim to an ancient version of viral hype. Roaming heralds start singing their praises to one another, and this brilliantly illustrates the core dynamic of their whole romance. King Nala is the prime among men. He literally has no peer in the 3 worlds. Princess Damayanti is a jewel among her sex, a beauty never seen or heard of before. They're unmatched peers. Honestly, they're almost too perfect for anyone else to understand, except each other. They are just the absolute zenith of human form and virtue. By repeatedly hearing of each other's incredible virtues, this profound psychological shift happens. The text describes it beautifully as an attachment not begot of sight. This unseen love begins to grow with, honestly, terrifying strength. King Nala, despite his normally subdued passions, finds himself completely unable to control the love welling up in his bosom. He is so overwhelmed by this unseen affection that he actually withdraws from his court. He starts spending all his time pining in absolute solitude in the gardens adjoining his palace's inner apartments. Let's look at Section 4, the Golden Swan Wingman. While isolating himself in his palace gardens, brooding over a woman he has never even laid eyes on, Nagla catches this magnificent golden-winged swan. And desperate to save its own life, the sky-ranging bird strikes the ultimate bargain. It says, "I will speak of thee before Damayanti in such a way that she will not ever desire to have any other person for her lord." It's just an incredible moment. The swan essentially offers to act as a divine intermediary, like a cosmic wingman, turning all that viral hype into a targeted, highly personal pitch. Realizing the massive value of this offer, King Nagla liberates the golden swan.
And that takes us to Section 5, a magical message delivered. True to their word, the liberated swans rise up on their wings and fly straight to the country of the Vidarbhas. They navigate the skies until they arrive right at the city, alighting perfectly before Damayanti herself. Just picture the scene for a second. Damayanti is surrounded by her bevy of beautiful handmaids, and suddenly these birds of extraordinary appearance just drop from the sky. Filled with delight, the maidens playfully strive to catch the coursers of the skies, and the swans just scatter in all directions, turning it into this chaotic, playful chase. Every maiden is running after a different bird. But the swan that Damayanti is chasing is completely deliberate in its flight. It intentionally leads the slender-waisted princess away from the group, deep into a secluded spot in the woods. Once they're totally alone, the bird stops fleeing and actually addresses her in clear human speech. So the crucial point here is the swan's powerful, perfectly crafted pitch. It tells her all about Nala, a king equal to the celestial Aswins in beauty, a man entirely without peer. The bird says, "If thou becomest his wife, thy existence and this thy beauty may be of purpose." The swan has seen gods, Gandharvas, and Rakshasas, but never, ever anyone quite like Nala. And then it delivers the ultimate closing line. The union of the best with the best is happy.
Damayanti is completely won over. I mean, wouldn't you be? She eagerly instructs the swan to go back and deliver her acceptance to Nala. Interestingly, the text refers to the returning swan as the oviparous one, which just means an egg-laying animal. So this oviparous hero, having successfully completed its absolutely incredible matchmaking mission, flies all the way back to the country of the Nishadhas. It finds King Nala and relates everything exactly as it happened, officially sealing their legendary, unspoken pact. Which brings us to the end of this explainer and leaves us with a final, really provocative thought. Consider the mythic collision of reputation and fate we just unpacked here. Does destiny actually require a golden-winged messenger to intervene, or does the union of the best with the best possess a gravitational pull so strong that it will always find its way, regardless of the distance? It's a fascinating look at ancient psychology, the power of words, and the unstoppable force of true peers recognizing each other. I really hope this deep dive has captivated your imagination and given you a much clearer understanding of the beautiful epic of Nala and Damayanti. Keep questioning, keep learning, and thank you so much for joining me today.